Wishful Thinking has 2 to 4 witches racing to create the most potions. Variable Outcomes provided this copy in exchange for an honest review. Shuffle the potion cards, reveal 1 card in the middle, then put the deck nearby. Shuffle the ingredient cards, deal 5 to each player, put 4 face up near the revealed potion, then put the deck in the middle. On their turn, players will place an ingredient card on one of these piles so that the total equals the number on the potion card. Ingredient cards can be positive or negative numbers. While the goal is to match a potion's number so that you can collect it, your opponents will be doing the same. Sometimes you won't want to put other players in a position to win, so play a card that sends them way off in the other direction. Ingredients range from -5 to 5. When playing a wild card, that player must say the number that it represents. Potions range from -19 to 18. Once someone fulfills a potion card, draw a new one. If a potion comes out and you find that your hand of ingredients no longer works, you may discard a card at the end of your turn to draw a new one. There are 2 special action cards that break the rules a bit. Sneaky Witch lets you play 2 ingredients on a turn. Witch Hex lets you steal a random ingredient from an opponent at the start of your turn. At the start of the game, you all need to decide if you're playing up to a time limit or until someone collects a certain number of potions. The winner is the player at the end with the most potions. There are optional rules such as character cards that add unique powers or addition and subtraction cards that introduce positive and negative numbers, and ways to slowly introduce math to younger players. I talk about this more during the rest of my review. Play cards to get yourself closer to that magic number or to put other players farther away. Don't forget about your action and/or character card abilities. That's wishful thinking. Wishful Thinking takes up about the same amount of space as the average card game. 4 people can play at a coffee table. You can play until someone has collected a set number of potions or for a set amount of time. We usually play until one player has 3 or 4 potions, and our games are 20 to 25 minutes. If you use the characters or play with 4 or more, expect games to last around half an hour. If you simplify the game using the rulebook suggestions, kids aged 4 or 5 could play the entry version. With everything added, it'd be a challenge for even 10-year-olds. For example, I'm in grade 4. We haven't done a whole lot of addition and subtraction with negative numbers yet, but this game has that as an option. When we first played Wishful Thinking with Grandma, she must have had trouble seeing things from where she was sitting. The sun was starting to go down, and we had the lights on. Maybe there was a glare? Anyhow, her math was all over the place. She'd be 2 away, then play a card to go far off in another direction, even if she had had in her hand the card that let her win. I kept drawing negative cards, and Dad was also having a rough time. Because of all this, the game really dragged, but we still had some laughs. You know what, though? Grandma still finished in second. Wishful Thinking has really cool art, but it isn't necessary. This could have been made with the same boring flashcards you see in classrooms. The theme and art will be more appealing to kids, and that's very important for reasons I'll explain again at the end. The cards are designed like playing cards, meaning they're easy to read, even upside down when you're sitting across the table. The rulebook has many variants and tips for introducing and strengthening math skills. I really like how these can be added as you get more comfortable with quick addition and subtraction. There is constant math. Well, that's the whole point. If you or other players are struggling, turns, or the entire game can leave people bored. In other words, depending on skill levels, some groups of friends may not have fun. Families, though, will enjoy seeing their kids developing skills. The character cards add variable powers, which I think adds a nice twist to the game because you need to keep track of how you're power works. These cards are double-sided, adding even more variety. Not all powers are helpful at all times, and some seem to be more helpful than others, but when you are able to use them, they are extremely powerful. I do wish character cards had a symbol to mark an easy or hard side, because you might not realize how a character works in the game until you're already playing. By then, it's a bit too late, especially if other people easily grasp their characters. I like quick games that you can bring to places and easily teach to people. Wishful Thinking doesn't take long to play, but it does go on for a little longer than I think it should. Sometimes, though, it can be over far too quickly. Everything depends on how potions come out. Luck of the draw can really hurt you. I'd like to see the ability to discard all of your cards and draw a new hand, even if that's your whole turn. Wishful Thinking is a mathy card game that can be very simple or quite challenging, especially for gamers my age. This game isn't going to blow you away or be the main game you pull out on game nights, but it's a very clever filler that certainly can be fun with the right people. Honestly, even more than gamers, I think this should be played by school kids. It's perfect for classrooms or to make learning fun at home.